We've seen the Nokia 5.3 in global markets for a while now, but yesterday, finally, HMD Global decided to launch it in India. And guess what? It looks like a decent-ish offering, and given it launched so close to the Moto G9 and does share quite a lot in common with that phone, let's see what the 5.3 has to offer in this video and how different it is or it isn't from the Moto G9. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see in this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get started. So the heart of it, we have the Snapdragon 665 chip from Qualcomm. Now this, no matter what Motorola says or wants people to say, it's a better chip compared to the Snapdragon 662. We get 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of onboard storage. One advantage here is that the 5.3, it has a dedicated microSD option, unlike the G9 which offers a hybrid slot. By the way, this one has a secondary noise cancelling microphone too. In fact, almost every phone over 10,000 rupees has a secondary noise cancelling microphone. That's not a feature. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Build, it's again plastic. I mean, the back is plastic, but from what I've seen so far, it seems solid, it's matte finish, and initial reviews indicate it doesn't pick up fingerprints and smudge as much. And generally, while HMD Global phones haven't been the best in terms of specs, they've been built solid. But then again, I am kind of disappointed to see them go plastic. Kind of disappointed here. In the past, the 5 series, they've had glass backs, they've had metal sides, so I can't help but feel this is regression. At least they've kept the dimensions down. Just to give you guys some perspective, the Nokia 5.3 is shorter and slimmer while being a tad wider than the Moto G9. It is also a good 15 grams lighter, all whilst having a marginally larger screen. It's worth noting that HMD Global hasn't made clear what they are using for protection, if anything. The screen itself, it seems to be decent though. They're claiming to have TUV Rhineland blue light certification. So what is that? Basically that's Nokia saying under dark light when you're looking at this screen, it should be easy on your eyes. It should not cause as much stress as with other displays. Now, is this BS? Is this real? Is this actually useful? I'm not going to be able to say till I get my hands on the phone, which I am going to be doing. I'm going to be buying this phone so that I can cover it for you guys. So yeah, if you've not subscribed to C4eTech, go ahead to that right now. Any which ways, coming back, this is a 6.55-inch IPS LCD panel. Like I mentioned earlier, this too fits in with that regression theme because the resolutions drop to HD+. To any brands watching, guys, we need to be moving forwards, not backwards. Guys, think about this for a minute. Nokia 5.1, Full HD screen, 6000 series aluminum frame, aluminum back, Gorilla Glass front. Nokia 5.1 Plus, HD Plus screen, plastic frame, yes, but at least we got Gorilla Glass to both the front and back. Now the Nokia 5.3, HD Plus screen, plastic frame, plastic back, there's no mention of protection. Anyway, moving on. While talking about backs, let's actually take a moment to talk about what's on the set back. The cameras. The Nokia 5.3 features 4 here. We get the usual 2 sensors just to make up the numbers. The depth sensor and macro 2 megapixels each. Who are we kidding, right? Be it Samsung or Xiaomi or Realme or Moto or Oppo or Vivo, any brand that's using these 2 sensors these days, they are only doing it so that they can say we have triple cameras, we have quad cameras, we have penta cameras, hexa cameras. I don't know how many other cameras. With these same brands, whenever it is convenient for them to ignore one of these sensors, say for example, they release a phone without a macro sensor, then suddenly they're using the wide angle to get excellent, actually better quality macro shots. Now these same brands, if they launch without a depth sensor, then suddenly the software processing helps magically make up depth information. Yeah, that is what's happening, but it is what it is. So let's now focus on the 2 sensors that actually happen to be useful. HMD Global does not mention the sensor used, but the primary, it's a 13 megapixel sensor with an f1.8 lens, and I am quite interested to see how this one fares. Interestingly, there is support for 4K video recording, something a lot of phones in this segment, including the Moto G9, they don't have this option. Then we have a 5 megapixel ultra wide that's got a 118-degree field of view, which sounds nice, but 5 megapixels also sounds like a little too little. But megapixels isn't everything, so I'll have more to say once I get my hands on the phone. But that said, initial reviews on this one, they do not appear promising. The software seems to be iffy, it seems to be off. Talking about software, the Nokia 5.3 continues to be part of the Android One program, and this happens to be one of HMD Global's strongest selling points. The interface on Nokia phones, they are generally absolute stock Android, to the point where almost nothing is touched by the brand except maybe the camera app. There are very little, if any, preloaded apps, and most importantly, regardless of whether it's their overpriced pentacamera phone that you're buying, the flagship, or if it's their underpowered budget sub 10K phone that you're buying, no matter which one you end up choosing, timely updates and security patches have been pushed out by HMD Global very consistently. They have an excellent track record here, and they seem to have promised more of the same with the Nokia 5.3. In contrast, software, that's been a pain point for the Lenovo owned Motorola. Now at launch, they can probably say, hey, we are promising at least one update for the phone. Yes, it's ad-free and all that, but it comes with, yes, it might come with minimal bloat, but Motorola has had trouble getting updates and security patches out on time. And in some extreme cases, Moto and Lenovo have even ended up abandoning phones without updates. So that's how it is. Other miscellaneous things worth noting, we have a dedicated Google Assistant key on the 5.3. The power button still has a notification LED built in. That's something I've always liked and I'm glad to see it return. There is support for NFC here as well. The headphone jack also remains. Now there is one area where the Moto G9 comprehensively wins over the Nokia 5.3, and that's gotta be with battery. Now on the 5.3 we get a 4000 mAh battery, and that's not really bad. If you do go back and see my Moto G9 video, which is a good video, I kind of recommend you to watch it. If you've not watched it, go watch. Now, towards the end of the video, I talk about all the other phones, all the competition in this segment, and everything I mentioned, most of them, they have a 5000 mAh battery at least. So yeah, but still 4000 mAh, especially when it's paired with a 665 and a 720p panel, it should be fine. That's not the problem here, but the charging speed. That's 10 watts, and that is disappointing. It's almost unacceptable at this price. So anyway, that's the Nokia 5.3. Well, it's not gonna compete with Chinese offerings at this price point till Asus decides to wake up from their deep slumber and finally launch the M3. This is gonna be the best stock Android budget option for the segment. It definitely seems like a better deal than the Moto G9, at least on paper. Now I'll have more to say once I buy both phones. So anyway guys, that's been it. Thanks for sticking around. Share this video with friends and family if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.